Summer is slipping through my fingers. Like wildflowers fading in a field we once ran through barefoot.
On the road, headed back to New Orleans.
The days are still warm, but the wind has changed. There's something quieter in the air now. A kind of stillness that only comes when one chapter ends and another begins.
It's written on a paper bag. I miss you was written in a message in black. Thrown in a van.
We've spent the last few months rooted, listening, growing, and becoming.
And how many souls
and now, it's time to move again.
Places it had wanna be. And how
the road is calling. Soft at first, like a whisper you only hear in silence. But louder now. Clearer. We're heading back into the unknown. Not because we're lost, but because this is the life we chose. I thought you weren't getting pizza.
We're here. The music feels good.
Yeah, not complaining.
Cigarettes fell to her feet.
A life of freedom.
Well, ain't it odd?
Of chasing sunsets.
People meet. But that's the truth.
Of working wherever the soul feels most alive.
And two pictures buried in
the world is wide. And we're ready.
The music sheets all over the place.
Summer is ending.
A glimpse of the sweetest girl's face I ever knew.
But something new is beginning.
And how many souls and times that I've told.
And I wouldn't want it any other way.
Like to be. And how many days when I could have stayed instead of just getting up to leave. And given we make time, I'll meet you down the line.
The house is empty. Yet again. This definitely wasn't the plan when we came here. So let's go talk about it.
Now to them, if they never seem to come or to go, find me in your memory to keep you from getting so low.
So this isn't at all what we had originally planned when we were coming here. We thought when we were coming to Canada this time we were planning on planting roots and settling down a bit here after our time that we spent in Thailand. We thought we were done with the nomad life. Lately it's been calling to us again, and it was sort of mixed feelings for both of us, thinking that that chapter was over, mostly because we'd become parents and sort of felt that we needed to maybe settle down a bit and sort of reverted back to our old lives before we started this channel and started working online. Now that we've sort of found our bearings with being parents, and I mean, we're nowhere near perfect, and we still have our hard days, I should say, but we feel like we've got a little bit more of a grip on things. And now that Lila's almost 1, she's at an age now where she's having a lot more fun, and she's able to be a lot more present with us, and flights for her are still free for the next year. So it's sort of a unique time that we can take advantage of, especially with us, with our availability to be anywhere. We're kind of just thinking, why not again? And so we're gonna take the leap.
Guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. One thing that we don't really show a lot of on this channel is all the behind the scenes stuff that we do, like editing videos, uploading content, and of course, planning all of our trips. Now, up until about 10 months ago, we actually didn't have access to our own Wi-Fi because we were pretty much traveling full time, which meant going to places like cafes or co-working places to get all of our work done, which also meant logging onto public Wi-Fi. Now, if you don't know, public Wi-Fi is an absolute goldmine for hackers, which is why for almost 3 years now, we've been using our Surfshark VPN, and still to this day, even though we have our own Wi-Fi, I never go online without first firing up the VPN. And just in case you don't know what VPN stands for, it's Virtual Private Network. So basically, it acts like a mask, encrypting all of the data that gets sent between your computer and the internet so that no one can steal all of your sensitive information. But that's honestly just one reason we use Surfshark. The other reason is that it also lets us log on to servers from all over the world, which means accessing streaming services from other countries that we can't usually get, such as Hulu, HBO, and Netflix. So don't leave yourself vulnerable to hackers any longer. Secure your privacy with Surfshark by clicking the link below to get 4 months extra.
As you saw, the house is completely empty again, and we're going to start off in somewhere that we've been before. It's familiar territory, but with a fresh perspective, and it has changed a lot since we've been there. But then we've got a lot of new places on our list as well. But we're kind of just gonna let the wind take us wherever it takes us. We don't have that many plans at the moment, which feels like such a relief. Being a homemaker and a stay-at-home mom, I've found that I've had a lot less free time and a lot less just time to be present with family, and I'm starting to remember why I had originally wanted to work online, because I wanted to be present and not be so busy with family and be able to be here for the moments, the little everyday moments that quickly go by so fast. I can't believe it's already been a year with Lila. So I want to take advantage of these years, precious time with her and Lloyd as possible.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to explain, but it feels like our time here, and even I guess a portion of the time when we're in Thailand, it felt like we had kind of retired from the careers that we built ourselves, which is content creators and digital nomads. Technically, to be a digital nomad, you're supposed to move around, and we haven't done that. Where have we even been in the last 2 years, Mandy?
Just Thailand and here.
Been to Thailand. We went to Bali once.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like we clipped our wings a little bit. Society pressure is what forced us to do that, thinking that because, you know, we're starting a family, we need to not move around, not travel, not experience things. But we've been in Canada for over 2 months, and we have just been enjoying Lila and the downtime and the nature and everything about here. But we just have the feeling like we're not done yet. Like, we're not retired. We still have more to give and create and see. And it really dawned on me the other day that, like, Lila's turning 1, which means in a year we're going to have to pay for her flight tickets, as Mandy mentioned. And she's more independent now. She doesn't need us as much as she did when she was just 6 months old when we first traveled. It seems like a bit of a waste if we don't take advantage of this time and this job that we have. I've actually spoken with a lot of people recently, people that we've met, whether it's in our community or just passing on the street, and they always say something like, man, I would love to be able to travel more. I would love to get paid to travel. And that just keeps ringing in my ear. Like, we have this job that we can take anywhere that actually thrives when we are having an adventure and experiencing things, and we're just going to sit around and not use it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a little bit of a guilt thing, or just because it is a weird life. Like, it's so weird, and we don't really know that many people that live this way, that I often find myself going back to life before we had it, just because I guess that's all I've really known, and maybe all my family has done, I don't know. But I'm feeling super excited now, and like refreshed and optimistic, and like feel like I found my creativity. I've started editing again. Like, after having Lila, it's like the the veil's been lifted, and I feel like myself again. And there's just a chapter there where like we were having a hard time creating videos, so it feels really exciting to be able to, just feel creative and inspired again.
Yeah, I mean, I have mixed emotions because, like, I think we did picture being in Canada for a while, like at least through the winter or whatever. We're probably going to leave at some point during the winter because it can drag on. I'm actually really excited for an adventure. We haven't really left this area in almost 3 months, and even before that in Thailand we were kind of just at home, so
we've got itchy feet.
Yeah. Don't know how long we're going for, don't know exactly where we're going except for the first stop, but I kind of like that too. That's kind of how we like to roll.
That's OG Lloyd and Mandy. Like, that's how we used to be. We used to just jump on a scooter and head somewhere. Like, we've got to be a little bit more like mindful with Lila of that type of stuff, but yeah, we're gonna go back to how we used to do it.
So I guess you could say this is the beginning of season 2 of our Nomads series. Tune into our channel every Saturday for a brand new episode. You won't regret it. Thank you guys so much for being with us on this journey. We love you so much, and we will see you in next week's episode. Bye.